So welcome to the Business Lounge. My guest is Debbie Wilkinson from Debbie Wilkinson Photography, and it's great to see you, and thank you for coming to say hello to us. Tell me about how you got started, because you've been in photography for a long time, but what were you doing before that?
This is my 21st year now in business, and previous to that I used to work in a developing and print shop in the town centre, so I think I was always quite passionate about photography, and everything just sort of developed from there.
Were you creative at school?
Yes, very.
For photography or for painting?
More so like sewing, baking, cooking, believe it or not, all those sort of creative things there. Sewing, knitting.
What about, I mean, that's very different from taking people's photographs, and because it's not just about photographing a face or a body, is it? There's so much more to it than that. How did you come about finding the skill and the talent and the passion for it?
I think it just came over time, really. I mean, I did all my training in the early days with Fuji school, so I think it just evolved quite slowly, I think, at first. And I think I've got just quite an eye for detail and bring out the best in people.
And is that when you were working at the print and development shop in Hull? Or is that when you started your own business?
I think, obviously where I was working at the developing and print shop, I did obviously learn a lot of skills there. And I think one day I just decided I wanted to do something on my own, and that's what I decided to do.
How did you start?
I did find some premises first. I saw them premises where I lived in Sutton, and it just came from there. And I thought, there's nothing in that area, photography-wise, so I decided to do it there.
But you had presumably no clients. You needed to start absolutely from scratch. Equipment and everything.
I did get a lot of help actually from the Princess Trust in the early days. They helped me financially and put me onto sort of mentors as well. So I did get help from other people.
How forward were they in coming to your help? The Princess Trust, was it easy to get money from them?
You had to go through an interview process, which obviously I got through. I'm looking back now 21 years, but I think obviously it's changed now. I am still involved with the Princess Trust as well. I'm a volunteer with them as well.
Because you recently took photographs of Prince Charles at a ball.
It was a few years ago.
Right.
I have met Prince Charles when he came to Hull. Yeah.
Did you tell him at the time that actually you were there as a result of a grant from the Princess Trust? Is that why?
Well, I think he already was aware of that himself. Actually, he knew of me, if you like, when he came and visited Hull, so he was quite interested, to know about my business. Yeah.
It must have been, a world away from when you started 21 years ago, and then you were a few years ago taking a picture of the future king.
Yeah, I know, amazing. Yeah,
how did you
fantastic.
feel?
I was just in awe of it all. Really, it was a really lovely moment. Yeah.
Well, how did you, 20 years ago, start punting for business, if you like? Because one would have thought you were a minority in largely a man's world of photography.
Yeah, that's right.
Must have been tricky.
Yeah, well, I did obviously use the local advertising media. I did advertise in the Hull Daily Mail. We did get exposure with on the opening. We got LFC and the rugby teams to come and open the studio, and I think a lot of word of mouth in those days as well. But I think mostly it was promoted through the Hull Daily Mail. We got involved with promotions with them, and everything sort of snowballed from there, really.
And what did you do in the first instance? Was it wedding photography and the sort of
studio,
almost stereotypical stuff?
Studio portraits first of all, then we moved on to wedding photography. Yeah.
Yeah, and did you get busy very quickly? How quickly did it go down?
Yeah, I'd say really. I think from the beginning, I think because obviously we did a lot of research up to my opening. We did start from the beginning really well. Yeah.
How has it progressed over the years?
Well, it's changed. I think the industry has definitely changed. I think it's harder to sort of generate business, as I think a lot of obviously people find now. But we do just keep on going with marketing and promotions all the time.
You say the industry's changed, the technology's changed a lot as well.
Yeah, technology definitely, obviously.
Has that made it easier for you?
Well, digitally, it's I think harder really, because we have to process all our images ourselves now, whereas before we used to just pop films in a bag and send them to the lab. But now we have to process everything ourselves, so it is a big workload, definitely.
But it makes, I would guess, cutting and cropping and airbrushing and the sort of things that you can do that much easier for you?
Well, obviously, we do them now rather than when we never used to do airbrushing before when it was film. Yeah. So it's amazing now that in those days of film, we never had to do anything to them, but now just people expect all this airbrushing to be done.
the fact that you've got this digital technology now, does that keep your costs down as well? One would have thought you're not paying development
it does in
fees.
one way, that way, but then obviously in the labour costs, then no, because I said there's a big workload on the processing side of it all.
Is there still a big market for studio portraits?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always like for occasions. I mean, mostly birthdays, anniversary, Christmas, and there's Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. So there's always some occasion, I think, where everybody wants to market with a photograph.
You do. Because there aren't that many people, I would have thought, that really enjoy having a photograph. Oh, look, I'm going to have my photograph taken today.
Yeah, we come across that all the time. People say to me all the time, I don't like having pictures taken straight away. But it's surprising how many people do relax, especially more so on the makeover side of things, actually. Because once we've done like the makeup and hair, they obviously do feel more relaxed and happy to do. But I conduct the session anyway. I do all the posing and moving around and everything, so they don't particularly have to sort of do anything as such, any performing.
And you've moved on, haven't you? I mean, you've still got the studio photography, but you also have a look good. You do look good naked portraits as well. Tell me about that.
Well, we rebranded that a couple of years ago. I've done makeovers now for like 15 years. So I decided to rebrand it and sort of specialise like in underwear photography. But we do underwear photography, and obviously, we go from teenage makeovers through to fresh makeovers, and then onto look good naked portraits where it is underwear. So we'd cover quite a wide range of people. Obviously of females, all of different ages and different sizes.
And is that a busy side of the market as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's a very minority, it's a very specialist area.
Yeah, it is definitely. And we've met some really lovely ladies, really lovely ladies. I mean, some people have come to us after having disease, some cancer patients which have recovered, fortunately, and they've sort of just like rediscovered maybe their femininity, and they just want to feel good about themselves. So we really enjoy doing those type of shoots.
How does it feel though, being in a largely male-dominated business, or is it still male-dominated?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do belong to some societies and some portrait groups, and it is male-dominated. But I personally feel quite fortunate that I am female and I can do this type of photography. And I think, and I'm not wanting to sound sexist, but I think, being a woman, I think I do have a bit more eye to detail.
Are you taken seriously by your peers?
Yes, I think I am.
Because there's that danger, isn't there,
Yeah.
of people thinking, well, she just does it as a hobby, probably.
No. I mean, some of the guys that I know are photographers around Yorkshire do come to me for advice sometimes, so I think I am.
Oh, that must be good.
Yeah.
If we were sitting here in 10 years' time, would you still want to be doing what you're doing now, or would you, are you looking to build it up, sell it, and retire, or how do you see your business?
And what I'd like to think, at some point I will retire, but at the moment I am really enjoying what I do.
Where do you want to take it from here then?
Well, I would like to think I could maybe get some studios out of Hull, maybe look at Leeds maybe next.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And thank you for talking to us.
You're welcome.
Debbie Wilkinson.